and welcome to week 2 of our upstate/western New York month. My name is Becky. I am the creator, director, everythinger for Monday Munchies, as well as the overarching project, Crossing Borders. Welcome. If you haven't been here before, it's nice to meet you. I hope you guys are all doing wonderfully out there. And yeah, if you are new here and you want to check out some of our backlog of things, we've also done France, Greece, Japan, and Peru. So definitely check out some of our other videos. Also, if you want to, please check out our Patreon. We have a bunch of different tiers up there that you can subscribe to based on whatever works for you. If you don't have any extra money right now to help us out, that's fine. A like, a subscribe, hitting the notification bell, it all helps us out. So, and that's free. So we would appreciate that. So what recipe are we making today, right? I know you guys are curious. I know you want to know, what is upstate/western New York known for? Well, today this recipe comes to us from Utica, New York. It is a tomato pie. And what this is, it's just sort of like a pizza. It's like a, from the pictures, it looks like a deep dish pizza. I've actually not had this before. But it's mostly tomato sauce, and then you put like the Parmesan cheese on top. Apparently it's very well known. And in August, there's like a tomato pie festival or tomato pie cook-off, and a bunch of restaurants in the Utica area all vie for top tomato pie glory. So this recipe is coming to us from ilovenewyork.com from New York Kitchen. That's who it said the author was. I didn't get a name for that one, so just from New York Kitchen. So I'm pretty excited. I'm excited to make this. We're going to make the crust or the dough and the crust from scratch. We're going to make the tomato sauce from scratch. We're going to do all from scratch here. If you saw the first episode, which was garbage plates, go check that out. There will be a link here, somewhere with a link to the garbage plate recipe. But I am highlighting different parts of New York, different small businesses every episode, or the same company over and over again, because again, I have my Cleo and B earrings on. This time it's different. They're these lotus flowers. Look like they're made out of wood. They're laser cut. They have this cool shininess in them. And again, that's Cleo and B. Cleo and B. There's all their information. Link to them will be in the description below. And also, I'm a little more casual today. I've got my Thousand Islands hoodie on. I actually put this on accident. I have a cute shirt on underneath and was like, I'm gonna put this sweatshirt on because it's a little chilly right now. And then I forgot it was a Thousand Islands shirt. So I spent a lot of my time, a lot of my childhood in the Thousand Islands camping every year, like 3 times a year camping. 3 times a summer, I guess, camping up there every year. Not so much anymore. We go up about once or twice. Sometimes I go up with my dad to go a couple extra times, but still holds a really important place to my heart because that's where I spent a lot of my childhood. So Thousand Islands, if you're ever in New York, upstate New York, and you want a really cool place to visit, check them out. They have like Alex Bay's right there. They have a lot of cute little shops. They do pirate days. They do like themed things in the town, and the islands are just really cool to visit, and they're really pretty. Anyways, that's not Utica. It's like Clayton, New York. So we are going to go ahead and get back to Utica. We're going to check out the ingredients over at the counter. I'll see you over there. All right, hello and welcome to the counter. We have 2 sets of ingredients today, one for the sauce, one for the actual pie. So we're going to start off making the sauce, so I'll let you know what's in there, and then I'm going to kind of scoot these to the side and bring in the ingredients for the pie, because the sauce doesn't take too long to make, and we'll be making the pie pretty soon. So I'm going to bring those in. Normally I'd give a little more time. I'd do this first, do all of the pasta sauce first, but it's going to work better for us efficiency-wise. Efficiency-wise? I also have my coffee today. I don't have a Rochester mug. I should get one. My Iceland mug, because it's my fave. I don't know why. Just is. Still drinking that Amora coffee. I still have 2 more bags. Maybe I'll drink 2 cups today, because this one's almost gone. This, well, one, this coffee's almost gone, but also the bag is almost gone, so. Maybe I'll drink that today. Maybe I should get some local coffee too. We have a coffee shop right down the road that sells their grounds. Well, not their grounds. Yeah, they sell their grounds. They sell like whole bean coffee and stuff. So maybe I'll grab some coffee from there. We'll see. Anyways, to the recipe, to the ingredients. Let's go. Stop procrastinating. We have 2 cloves of minced garlic right here. We have a 1/4 cup of tomato paste. I did mine a little overflowing. The way it's scooped in there, I don't think it filled all of the crevices, so I let it overflow a bit. So that way I can make sure there was the right amount in there. I don't think having a little extra will be a problem if there is a little extra in there. So I, for some reason, thought I needed crushed tomatoes for 2 different recipes. I don't, which means I can make this recipe again sometime. So we don't need this big old can. We only need 2 cups. I'm gonna measure out 2 cups real quick. BRB. Okay, so now we have our 2 cups of crushed tomatoes. From there, I did kind of what I did for the garbage plate. There was a bunch of spices, and instead of putting them each in a small bowl, we're gonna put them in all together anyway, so I made a mix with them. And what's in here is going to be 1 teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of dried basil, and 2 teaspoons of dried oregano. Like, just this seasoning, it smells like tomato sauce. All right, so basically what we're gonna do, let me get these out of the way. No, you know what? I'm changing my mind. We are gonna do this separately so it's not confusing and not weird, and I don't think it'll be as efficient. So, we don't need it to be efficient, we just need it to work correctly for us. So we're gonna take all of these ingredients over to the stove, grab yourself a large saucepan and a wooden spoon, and we're gonna put this all together and simmer it and make it a sauce. So I'll see you over there. So we have our saucepan, and I'm gonna put it on a low heat. I've already put the oil in there, the 1 teaspoon of oil. Next up is the garlic. Okay, so we're going to let this, I'm gonna let it start once I hear it sizzling. I'm gonna let it cook for 2 minutes. You want this to cook to get fragrant, but you don't want it to start to brown. Okay, so it's not really sizzling, but whew, I could smell the garlic. I was over at the table, which I know you don't know how far away that is, but I was over at the table and I could smell the garlic, so I'm pretty sure it's getting fragrant. I'm gonna let this go for just another minute. And then basically from here, you're gonna add literally everything. So, see you in just another minute or so. Make sure you have your mixture of all those spices, your 2 cups of crushed tomatoes, and your 1/4 cup of tomato paste at the ready. All right, so I've let this cook for about another minute. Whew, it smells good. It's just garlic and oil, so you know, it smells delish. And we are literally going to put the crushed tomatoes, tomato, the tomato paste, and then all of your seasoning. I'm going to get this all mixed in. And then what we're gonna do from here is let it get to a simmer. And once it gets to a simmer, we're gonna leave it on the stove for a 1/2 hour. Make sure all those flavors get incorporated. I just wanna break up some of that crushed tomato. I could see a bit of a chunk of it in there. So what I'm gonna do while it's simmering for the 1/2 hour is start on the dough. So I will meet you back over at the counter. I will probably come over here every once in a while to give this a stir and check on it while we're doing the ingredients in the dough. So let's find out what we need for the dough. Well, we're back over at the counter, and these are our ingredients for our dough. You are going to need a large bowl, hello, for mixing. Plastic wrap, I forgot what this was called for a second, plastic wrap for wrapping up the dough while we let it sit. You need 3.5 cups of flour, plus some extra just for dusting, so I have that sitting in this bowl here ready to be used. You're gonna need enough cornmeal for dusting the pan. I don't know how much that is, so this is my bag of cornmeal, and we'll assess from there. 2 teaspoons of instant yeast, a 1/3 cup of olive oil, 1 to 1.5, I'm a cheesy gal, so I did 1.5 cups of Parmesan cheese, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and you do also need 1 cup of hot water, which I'm not going to do until we need it, because last time I did hot water and I set it out before we used it, it cooled down pretty quickly. So when we need the 1 cup of hot water, I'm gonna get it. Before I forget, you are gonna need a 1/2 sheet pan, which is why it's in there, so I wouldn't forget to mention it. And a trusty wooden spoon. This is like a little baby wooden spoon. We either have Big Mama spoon or baby spoon. No in between wooden spoons for some reason. So, apparently you're also gonna need a small bowl. Forgot about that. So we are going to take our yeast, our sugar, and that 1 cup of this is warm water, it said hot water earlier, so 1 cup of warm to hot water. Alrighty, while I was getting this water, I also checked on our sauce. It's not quite simmering yet, but I did give it a stir. So let's put in our 1 cup of warm to hot water, and you're gonna take a whisk and whisk it to combine it. Oh, it says gently whisk. I got a little crazy. We're gonna gently whisk to combine it. Oh, actually, we are gonna put this in the big bowl, which is fine, so I can see if this incorporated really well. It did. We're gonna put all the other ingredients in here with it. My bad, I apologize. I should look at these ingredients and how I do things beforehand, but I don't. I like to do it kind of with you here, so if you're following along, I don't know, it just feels more like we're doing it together. We are going to let this sit for 10 minutes until it becomes foamy, so see you in 10 minutes. Also, don't forget to check on your sauce once in a while, give it a quick stir here and there, and we'll see you in a bit. Alrighty, we've let this yeast sit until it's foamy. So from here we're going to add the 1/3 cup extra virgin olive oil, the salt, and 3/4 of that flour. That's almost all of it, so about there. Oh, so you don't really need the full 3.5 cups. It said 3.5 cups plus some. So, to dust. So we're gonna use the rest of this, the 3/4 or the 1/4 that's left in there, to dust, I guess. So we're gonna go ahead and stir this. What you want is to get a dough that releases from the bowl. Like that it's so incorporated that like it just comes up from the bowl, nothing sticky or wet. It's not like a formed dough, because I guess we're going to do that with the kneading. So I would say that most of my flour is incorporated. There's some parts that aren't, but like they said in the recipe, that's okay. So we're going to flour our surface. Just actually going to give it a quick wipe real quick. I gave our tomato sauce a quick stir. It's looking really good and it's smelling really good. I'm going to flour our surface here. You might even be able to hear it simmering in the background. And what we're going to do is add this dough. I'll pick it up. All right, we're going to knead this for about 5 minutes. Dough's looking nice though. Oh, so 3 more minutes. Give myself an arm workout with this. All right, it has been the 5 minutes. So what you want to do is form this into a ball. And it didn't say in the ingredients to have extra oil on hand, but now I need to coat the dough in oil, so BRB while I grab some. Actually, we're gonna put this back in the bowl. Turn it so you can see it. I have a feeling you don't want to coat it like too much. So I'm just doing a very light little pour. Now that it's formed in the ball, coated in oil, we're going to pop it in the bowl. I'm going to get this out of my way, wash my hands so I can actually function. I also gave our sauce a quick stir while I was washing my hands. That'd be interesting. But while I was off screen. I said to grab plastic wrap, but I actually have a secret weapon. We have lids for these bowls. So I'm gonna pop my lid over it. But if you have plastic wrap and not a lid, just do that. And then we wanna put this somewhere warm for a half hour to an hour to let this rise. Basically, we want it to almost double in size. So when you see this little baby, again, it's gonna be a monster. So I'm just gonna put it somewhere warm, and we'll see you again in about 13 minutes when I show you the tomato sauce, and then 45 minutes after that for the dough. Bye. Alrighty, our sauce is done. It's nice and thick. I'm gonna go ahead and pop that in a mason jar to cool, because we're still waiting on our dough. The dough has about, I don't know, half hour, 40 minutes left on it, something like that. I'll pop this in here. Ooh, this was like the perfect amount to fit in this thing, and I really didn't even make a mess. There was a little bit that tried to escape, but it didn't. So like I said, I'm just gonna set this to the side to cool, and then we'll see you back here when the dough is ready to be put to the next step. Bye, guys. Okay, everybody, we are back. Our dough is big. Look at this bad boy. It's big. While our dough was proofing, I did take that half sheet baking sheet. It's a half sheet size baking sheet. I put parchment paper down, and then I also said to do cornmeal down as well. So what we're gonna do from here is put the dough in here, and you're just going to press the dough until it reaches the sides of the pan and is about 1 inch thick. My pan's actually a little small compared to what it said it needed, but oh, the dough's so elasticy, which is good. I don't know how I'm going to make it reach the sides of the pan. I guess you just do it slowly and surely, and as you know, I'm very patient, so this will probably be fine. If there's one thing I'm known for, it's definitely my patience. Such a patient person. And like the cornmeal's coming up here, I think I put a little too much cornmeal. It just said to coat it, and I wasn't sure exactly how much I should do. So we're just gonna keep sliding this till we've got it to the edges of the pan. Basically, what I think this means is I'm not getting a job at a pizza place anytime soon, or at a tomato pie place. All right, I'm gonna say that's good enough. So what we're gonna do now is coat it with oil. Another step involving oil that they did not mention, which is fine. Take my little brush. Oh, I was gonna dip it in here, but I don't think I can. Wham! I'm just gonna grab a little measuring cup and put some. It's like a third cup. I filled it halfway. If I need more, I'll need more, but I'm just gonna coat this dough with some olive oil. I'm gonna make sure I get the sides. Then what you're gonna do is wash your hands because they feel disgusting. And then I'm gonna prick this with a fork. Doesn't say how much or how little to do it, so I'm just going to town. We are gonna go ahead and once again store this in a warm area for another hour to let it rise. So we'll see you in another hour. All right, hello everybody. We are back at the counter. Our dough for the tomato pie has risen. So we're gonna put this tomato sauce on, if it'll come out now. And actually, while this was going, I did preheat the oven to 400 degrees. So make sure you preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And just gonna spread this out. I feel like I didn't make enough tomato sauce, but trusting the process. My oven's still not really fixed. We're gonna see if it works. It's just for 10 to 15 minutes, so hopefully it'll work for us. So we are gonna pop this in the oven now that it's all saucified for 10 to 15 minutes, or basically until your crust is golden brown. So we will see you in a little bit when we have a golden brown, delicious crust. Well, my oven did its darndest. Piece of the tomato pie for you to go ooh and ah at. Ooh, yummy. It does look good. It's not quite crispy brown. I do still have it in there. My oven's a mess. So I'm surprised it even cooked it at all, because it hasn't even been doing that much. So I'm just gonna eat it as is. Ooh, that tomato sauce is good. Other than the dough not being all the way cooked because of my oven, the flavors are really good. I'm not eating this whole piece. And the dough's mostly cooked. So besides my own personal problems with my oven, this dish turned out really good. I wasn't sure because it just seems like a pizza without cheese. I mean, there's Parmesan cheese on top, but that's it. But it's actually really good. That tomato sauce from New York Kitchen on ilovenewyork.com is banging. It's really, really good. So thanks for tuning in. Please make sure you check out our links below. That's gonna include Cleo and B for the earrings. It's also going to include our Etsy for our merchandise, our website, and of course our Patreon. If you want to become a Patreon member, which we highly recommend, it does help us. All of the money, it goes towards both the Monday Munchies as well as the overarching Crossing Borders project, which will be starting to get on the road here in end of December into early January. So we need all the help we could get. But so that's awesome. We have a bunch of different tiers. They get you all sorts of different goodies. If you sign up at the Gap Year tier, which is the most expensive, but gets you 1 to 2 extra recipes and videos that our everyday Patreon members and the everyday general public aren't going to see. Those are just for your little eyes only, which is pretty cool. And it isn't just for this month. You can also access our backlog of videos, including Japan, Greece, Peru, and France. So it's pretty good. We really love our likes, our subscribers, our notification bell hitters, and our commenters. We really like to hear from you down in the comments below. So, you know, say hi. we're happy to say hi back, and we love our jet setter community. So just let us know you're here and you're watching, and if you liked it. So you guys take care of yourselves, be good to each other, and have a great day. Bye.